Hello, I'm the Progressive Disciple. I'm taking a journey through the Bible and I'm inviting you to join me. Today, we are covering Jeremiah, chapters 40 through 44. In chapter 40, the imperial guard found Jeremiah in chains, along with other people being exiled to Babylon. In Jeremiah 40, verses 2 through 4, it says, "When the commander of the guard found Jeremiah, he said to him, 'The Lord your God decreed this disaster for this place, and now the Lord has brought it about. He has done just as he said he would. All this happened because you people sinned against the Lord and did not obey him. But today I am freeing you from the chains on your wrists. Come with me to Babylon if you like, and I will look after you. But if you don't want to, then don't come. Look, the whole country lies before you. Go wherever you please.'" After the harsh conditions of the siege of Jerusalem, Jeremiah is shown mercy. I think about the Afghanistan refugees. They have been misplaced because of the help they gave us. My prayers go out to them. I also consider the choice that Jeremiah had. What do you do after a catastrophe has totally turned your life upside down? What next? How do you decide what is the next thing to do in your life? The closest thing that I can remember in my life is when I got laid off from McDonnell Douglas. There was no real job opportunities in St. Louis at the time, and I ended up having to go to Washington State for a job. Jeremiah decides to go to Gedaliah, the military governor in the town of Mizpah. There's a plot to assassinate Gedaliah by Ishmael. Gedaliah does not believe it, but in chapter 41, Ishmael does assassinate him. In Jeremiah 41, verses 1 through 3, it says, "In the 7th month, Ishmael, son of Nethathiah, son of Elishama, who was of royal blood and had been one of the king's officers, came with 10 men to Gedaliah, son of Achanim, at Mizpah. They were eating together there. Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, and 10 men who were with him got up and struck down Gedaliah, son of Achanim, son of Shaphanim, with the sword, killing the one whom the king of Babylon had appointed as governor over the land. Ishmael also killed all the men of Judah who were with Gedaliah at Mizpah, as well as the Babylonian soldiers who were there." This reminds me of the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, when John Wilkes Booth took revenge for the defeat of the Confederacy. In both cases, the war was pretty much over. I think about how easy it is for a person to take action thinking that it's justice, when it's really just vigilante vengeance. A person with a hot head cannot truly make sound decisions. Ishmael continued his killing spree by killing worshippers at the Lord's house and throwing their bodies into a cistern. He then took captives of the king's daughter and the rest of the people at Mizpah. Joanan had heard what Ishmael had done and attacked him. The people who had been taken captive joined Joanan in attacking Ishmael. But Ishmael and 8 of his followers escaped. Joannan and all the people then started to head south toward Egypt because they were afraid of the Babylonians. Joannan asked Jeremiah to inquire of the Lord for where they should go. In Jeremiah chapter 42, verses 9 through 12, it says, He said to them, This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, to whom you sent me to present your petition, says, If you stay in this land, I will build you up and not tear you down. I will plant you and not uproot you. I have relented concerning the disaster I have inflicted on you. Do not be afraid of the king of Babylon, whom you now fear. Do not be afraid of him, declares the Lord, for I am with you, and I will save you and deliver you from his hands. I will show you compassion, so that he will have compassion on you and restore you to your land. God added that if they go to Egypt, they will face war, famine, and plague. This shows that God is very compassionate. I think of times when people have shown me compassion. When I was laid off around the year 2008, I was very concerned on what I was going to do. And a man in choir told me that he could give me a job as a delivery driver if times got really tough. Also, my mom assured me that they would not let us starve or go without health care. Azariah and Joannan said to Jeremiah that they thought he was lying, and they took the people to Egypt anyway, as if they could not imagine how anybody could be compassionate toward them. In Jeremiah chapter 43, verses 4 through 7, it says, So Joannan, son of Kara, and all his army officers and all the people disobeyed the Lord's command to stay in the land of Judah. Instead, Joannan, son of Kariah, and all the army officers led away all the remnant of Judah who had come back to live in the land of Judea from all the nations where they had been scattered. They also led away all those whom Nebuchadnezzar, commander of the imperial guard, had left with Gedaliah, son of Achimam, son of Shaphan, the men, the women, the children, and the king's daughters. And they took Jeremiah the prophet and Baruch, son of Neriah, along with them. This kind of reminds me of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, who had on its cover in large letters, "Don't panic." But how do you react when you feel that you are about to face certain death? It proved impossible for them to trust the Lord. So this is a reminder to me. How do you overcome your fear and learn to trust the Lord? In chapter 44, Jeremiah argues with Jews that continue to worship other gods. In Jeremiah chapter 44, verses 16 and 17, it says, We will not listen to the message you have spoken to us in the name of the Lord. We will certainly do everything we said we would. We will burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and will pour out drink offerings to her, just as we and our ancestors, our kings and our officials did in the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. At that time we had plenty of food and were well off and suffered no harm. Jeremiah gave them a sign. He told them that Pharaoh Haphara would suffer the same fate as King Zedekiah. It's hard to convince people that what they worship is the source of a problem. I think about people who get involved in dangerous cults. How do you get them to recognize that the cult that they're worshiping in is not in their interest. So how do you tell if the religion that you are following is a good religion and not a cult? One way is if the religion is more about ceremony and not about substance. This may be an indication that you're in the wrong religion. I see people falling away from Christianity and moving toward New Age cults. This is a reminder to me to avoid substitutes for real religion. So, this is my take on Jeremiah, chapters 40 through 44. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, let me hear in the comments what you think. When have you received mercy? Have you ever decided what to do when your life has been turned upside down? What situations have made you mad, but you had kept your calm about you? When were you surprised by a compassionate response that was shown toward you? How do you overcome fear and learn to trust the Lord? And what do you think of New Age spirituality? Is this just a game or a substitute for religion? I would love to hear from you in the comments. I am the Progressive Disciple, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.